Hello. So today I want to talk about the game Kingdomino from Blue Orange Games. And this is a game that has been around for a long time. In fact, it even says there's over 1 million copies that have been sold. This is a game that would definitely fall into my tried and true line, which means it has been out for over 5 years and still holds up. However, I've never actually owned a copy of this game until Gen Con when Blue Orange supplied me with one. Before that, I've just either played it on BGA or played other people's copies, but this is a really fun game for 2 to 4 players. So in this game, you've got your tiles in the box, and they're going to come out 4 at a time. And you are building a kingdom of different terrain types. So when the tiles come out, you are going to order them from low to high by their number. And so this would be where we would have our 4 tiles come out, and every player is going to get their starting tile that their little castle gets to go on. And then you will also get your king that you are going to place on the tile that you want to take. So for the first round, it's random. Let's see. Pink would get to pick their tile first. Then we'll say blue, then yellow, then green. So everybody picks the tile that they want, and then that is the tile that's going to be placed into your kingdom. And the thing is, there will then also be the next 4 tiles. I keep wanting to say tires. Tiles available, again, by number order, out here like this. So you can see what tiles are coming up next round. And there are the different terrain types. Your kingdom is considered wild, and you are building a 5x5 grid. So on my turn, these 2 players would have already gone. And when you go, you then select the next tile that you want. So let's say they had selected those. I'm going to take my tile. And because this is my first tile, it just has to touch my castle because my castle is considered wild when it comes to terrain type. So I can place it anywhere I want around my castle. You can place it vertically or horizontally. And like I said, you are building a 5x5 grid. Now, the thing that becomes, and then I would pick which tile I want. And maybe I really want to go next in turn order, so I pick that. So then 4 more tiles come out, and we arrange them by number order. So you're always getting to see what's next. And so sometimes if you really want something, you got to hope that you're early in the turn order. Now, when I go to place my next tile, because this is not the first round, it must touch this terrain type. So if I had a tile with 2 terrain types on it, I just have to touch one of those. So this would be a valid placement, even though the water and the forest don't line up, because those do. So you can rotate the tiles, you can do whatever you want. If you don't play things out perfectly, then you won't end up with a full 5x5 grid. You may have some gaps, and that's okay. But the way that this scores is you can see some of these tiles have a crown on the terrain type, and they can have anywhere between 1 and 3 crowns. So what you're going to do at the end of the game is you are going to take the number of crowns you have. So like right here, I have 1 green crown and 1, 2, 3 green spaces. That would be 3 points. Obviously, the goal is that you get a lot more crowns and a lot more spaces, but that's how you will score for each of the terrain types. So if I don't get any crowns for all of these wheat fields, they're not going to do me any good. So you have to get crowns. So you multiply the number of crowns by the number of squares in that terrain type that's all together. If I had other terrain type out somewhere else, it's going to have its own scoring set. So I like this game for a lot of reasons. One, really straightforward and easy to teach. It's pattern building. People can do that. I love the turn order selection because this is a game that is great to teach to kind of all ages. And it's not your standard, you just go around the table in order every time. Every round the turn order can change, so you can really get what you want, or you can also get what you really want taken away from you by someone who picked before you. The scoring's, clever. It's the crowns by the spaces. So sometimes you may only have a few spaces, but a lot of crowns, so it can still score you a ton of points. You have your little castle. That's super cute. There's a couple variants. You can play one variant where if your castle ends up in the very center of your 5x5 grid, that's going to give you a bonus of 10 points. You can play a 2-player variant where you're going to build out a 7x7 grid. So there's other ways that kind of shake it up, but I just feel like this is a really good, straightforward game that has enough strategy that it's fun, it's entertaining. It doesn't get too samey because the tiles are always going to be different, and you can rotate them however you want as long as you stay within that 5x5 grid. So I enjoy Kingdomino. I definitely think it meets my tried and true criteria. I would love to know, have you played it? What do you think of it? Have you played the other versions of it? I know there's Queendomino, and I think maybe one more. I haven't played any of those. So let me know what you think. Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.